I was a sales manager for years and on my feet all the time. But about 5 years ago, I started to get pretty severe pain kind of towards the end of the day in my left foot that just was painful, pins and needles, just awful. It didn't matter what kind of shoe I wore. It was more a matter of how long I was on my feet. And being in a sales position, I was on my feet all day. I started doing some research. I went to see a podiatrist and was diagnosed with a Morton's neuroma. And at that point, he said we could do a couple of things. We could try some cortisone injections. We could only have a few of those. Some people had success, some people didn't. We would just have to see what it was. Or he could surgically remove the neuroma, but then I ran the risk of other complications. So I took that information, I went to my computer and sat down and did as much research as I could find. Everything led to a surgery with a very uncertain outcome. And for somebody who's on her feet all day, I just couldn't get my head around that. It was limiting my evening activities, riding my bike, walking my dogs, playing with my grandkids. I mean, just whatever would be, I can't do it. I can't stand on this foot. So I missed out on a lot that normally I just took for granted that I could do that. I've always been very physically active, and suddenly I was just, for reasons I didn't understand, unable to do the things that I was used to doing. In my research, I started to look at alternatives to Morton's neuroma treatment, and that's what led me to the Center for Morton's Neuroma. You were the only site that came up under alternative treatments. Everything else was that invasive surgical route, and I knew I wasn't going to go there. Then I started looking at all the reviews that were on your website from people who had had this procedure done and their experiences. Now, most people had a very positive outcome, and those who didn't attributed it to different things, but not the procedure itself, lifestyle choices or whatever. I talked it over with my husband, and we decided I should go ahead and proceed with this. Now, I live in Missouri, and the Center for Morton's Neuroma is in Boston, so it's a bit of a trek to get there. And I knew that it might take more than one treatment, so I might have to make multiple trips in order to get a positive outcome. I made my appointment, and I went in January. And over the course of the 3 days that, the initial treatment, or, the mapping, and then the actual treatment, and then the follow-up, I had a great experience. The staff was so welcoming and so supportive from the moment I got there. From the moment I made my first email inquiry, the information I got back, I just felt like this was going to be a very good experience for me. So I went up in January. Of course, Boston, it's cold and whatever. My best friend happens to live there, not far from your office. So I was able to stay with her and get some aftercare treatment with her before I flew home. The procedure itself was non-invasive. Dr. Goschel, she was fabulous with me. She explained every step of the way, what she was going to do, how she was going to do it, that she had done it, and then on to the next piece of the procedure. I walked out of there. I had a cane and a very comfortable shoe. You're messing with your feet. You definitely want a comfortable shoe. I went back to my girlfriend's house, and the next day we went and did a little shopping because I had to get out and walk anyway. They want you to up and walk around on it. We walked for about an hour, went home. Everything was fine. So I get back to Missouri, and now begins the healing. And I just, no jumping, no cycling because of, severe pressure, but walking my dogs and being able to be at work and just walk through a full day and not have any pain. I had some discomfort from the procedure, but that sharp burning pain in my foot was gone, completely gone. And then over the period of weeks as it healed, even the discomfort from the procedure having been done dissipated, and I had no pain at all. Now I wear sensible shoes. I will never go back to Italian pointed-toed, high-heeled shoes. We're past that. But I do wear any kind of shoe that I want, with a small heel to a flat shoe, and I have no pain in my foot at the end of the day. I'm on my feet all day. I'm running around. I'm playing with the grandkids. I'm walking the dogs. I'm hiking. I'm biking. and I have no pain in my foot at all. Now my feet might get tired, but I don't have that pain in my foot. And so for that, I'm very, very grateful. Never had a cortisone shot, never had a surgery where they cut and removed anything. And I just, for me, think that it was the absolute best option and would recommend it to anybody as at least something to explore. Might not be for you, but it certainly has been for me. 100% improvement. I couldn't be happier. I think part of what made my procedure so successful is I never had a cortisone shot. I never had anything done to this tumor to aggravate it or amplify it or, just cause additional problems. It was just the tumor. So we weren't working around anything else. And I think that really helped.